Now, you might not know that dogs cannot regulate their body temperature in the same way that we as humans can do. This causes the onset of overheating in our pets to happen extremely quickly. And believe it or not, it can be fatal. Hill's pet nutrition advisor, Marycke Ackhurst, now is going to give us some tips and tricks on how to firstly recognize overheating in our pets and then what we can do about it. Marycke, welcome. I just love the way Bob just immediately sticks to you like
he does. He knows a good thing.
How does a dog in particular experience heat?
The first thing to know is that the dogs don't sweat like we do, and we use sweat to cool ourselves down. They can cool themselves through their paws, and obviously the most used device is the breathing and panting. So that's how they cool themselves off mostly, and you can see that they're getting distressed when they pant excessively.
So that's first sign, okay. Are there other kind of signs we must look out for in terms of it becoming serious?
Okay, I think you have to start looking at the vitals of the dog. So look at the gums. Is it bright pink or is it going pale? So the bright pink will indicate that, you know, that you're getting some issues. You can see how sticky their saliva is. It becomes quite dried up when they are dehydrated. Just look at their general condition. You get vomiting. There's various sorts of things that you can see and that you can start worrying about.
Very similar to human dehydration, actually.
Absolutely, it is.
What do we do? Okay,
the first thing is to get the dog out of the environment as soon as possible. Try and cool them down. Try and keep their head elevated because sometimes they're really not fully aware. You can even put an ice pack on their heads or behind their neck. You can start massaging their body,
that got
their
his
legs.
He's like,
yes,
yeah,
we can do that, Bob. That sounds like fun. So those kind of things are important, and then it is important to take your dog to the vet, even if they recover or seem to be recovering. You don't know what internally is going wrong, and they can have organ failure, they can have brain swelling, so it's still important to get them to the vet straight away.
How do we prevent them getting to that point of overheating?
I think the important thing is the environment. So don't keep them in a locked car. Make sure the room that they're kept in is cool and can't overheat. Outside, make sure that they have shade to lie in, that there's water, that they can cool themselves down. If you're driving in a car, the aircon, keep the aircon on or windows down. And then another important factor for me is that the coats is so important, is actually keeping the coat in a brilliant condition so that it can do its job, which is to regulate temperature. So double-coated breeds, first of all, should never be shaved. You should actually keep that coat in a really good condition, brush it regularly so that it doesn't mat up. That forms the barrier between, inside and outside.
Yeah, that is amazing to me. So just be aware of what breed you have when you're sitting in 35-degree heat. So I think just to drum this home and for us to fully understand ourselves, maybe put ourselves in the position of our dogs, we thought we'd conduct a very interesting and somewhat grueling social experiment. Take a look at this. I think we've all heard someone say, or at least maybe we've said it ourselves, I'll only be a few minutes. But what we don't realize, for that pet or dog stuck inside the car, in just 10 minutes, they can experience the temperature inside that car rising by an additional 20 degrees. We really want people to understand what it actually feels like to be trapped in a hot car. So myself and 3 brave others are putting ourselves in that exact position. The challenge, sitting in a hot car for just 10 minutes.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
It's 30 seconds in and I'm already taking strain.
The glasses are starting to slip down the face.
1 Hammanskraal, 2 Hammanskraal.
Gyms and things don't have steam rooms or saunas now. This is a version. So this is your waterless sauna.
It's so sweaty! Woo!
Woo! Actually feeling a little bit nauseous.
I think it is definitely Jersey takeoff time.
Okay. Yep, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
Yo, I am out. I can't.
Woohoo! My word. The feeling was a little bit scary, to be honest. Big, brave guy, thought I'd be fine, but the second those doors closed and you're kind of locked in that confined space, that's when the fight or flight kind of kicks in.
You just start sweating profusely down your face, and a little bit of hyperventilating already starts happening because you just feel short of breath.
It's somewhat impossible to do with a clear mind. I feel like it was very much like getting stuck in a bunker with no food. You start hallucinating. You start singing songs to yourself.
Yes, 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 yes.
Nie lekker nie kop nie, hoor.
You're basically just allowed to delve into your deepest, darkest thoughts. And I'm sure a dog does the same thing.
Not 10 minutes, not 5 minutes, not just 2 minutes. Just don't do it. It wasn't easy, Marycke. I have to say, do you know what? More than the heat, because that was quite intense, but we obviously can kind of get ourselves into the right headspace. It was the mental aspect of the fight and flight kicking in, and how much panic I felt. I knew I could get out. I knew that I was safe. Yet that instinct for a dog being trapped in that space who can't rationalize, that must be terrifying.
It must be. And Graham, you had a red button.
Which I used.
So you can get out of the situation with dogs. There is no way. They're trapped in that car and they're going to go backwards from there. It is really, really a horrific situation to be in.
Oh, Marycke, thank you so much for that. Really interesting. I think, as I said in that VT, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, just a moment, just don't do it. As a parent, parent, I think most importantly, even if you don't have any pets, it is so important to realize that even 24 degrees Celsius for a dog, depending on the size, can be too hot for overexertion. It can lead them to becoming dehydrated, and it really can have dangerous, far-reaching effects after that. So keep your pets safe this summer. Take all the points to heart that we've spoken about, and you can keep your pup happy and healthy and cool.